favorite initiatives is the Unity for Humanities program. It's where we get to celebrate our creators from all over the world using Unity real-time 3D for social impact, really for the betterment of others. Such a cool thing. So this is the seventh year of the program. I'm excited to say that in the past we had 8 winners. This year we were able to bump it up to 10 winners with a pool of $600,000 to distribute. So some great. Just such a great program. Now, keep in mind there were 540 total submissions, and today we're going to take a look at just the 10 winners. I should mention there were 3 honorable mentions, which unfortunately we won't have time to look at today. But if you check out the Unity for Humanity blog, you can see those 3 honorable mentions as well as the finalists or the winners we have today. So for the winners, we're going to present in no particular order their projects, or that's not true. We're actually present in alphabetical order. So they're in alphabetical order. Um, and I'm just encouraging our presenters to speak for 4 minutes, maybe 5. Just tell us a little bit about their project, show some video or their project live, or however they want to show it to us. And there you go. And we have Kevin Turong from Unity here as well to help us out with any questions. So feel free to ask questions in the chat for both our winners and the folks here at Unity. So with that, let's get started. So the very first speaker we have is Patrick Burton. He's from the organization Benvision, Inc., and he's going to be showing Melody Meets Mobility. So Patrick, turn it over to you.
Thanks, Mark, and hello, everyone. Very grateful to be here. My name is Patrick, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Benvision, where Melody meets mobility. I'm coming to you today from Los Angeles, from sunny Los Angeles, although it's overcast today, so you're getting me in good lighting, which is my favorite version of myself. But normally I'm based in Portland, Oregon. But anyways, what we're using Unity for is we're building a spatial audio-based navigation app that uses music to help blind and low vision folks navigate in their indoor and outdoor spaces. It's called the Binaural Experience Navigator, but you can call it Ben for short. With Unity's help, we are going to finish our beta testing cycle, and we're going to get the product to market, which we are very, very excited to do. So thank you, Unity. So you may be asking, music for navigation, how does that work? Well, that is a great question. And to answer it, I am going to play this demo video in just a moment. Make sure we've got stereo on. If you've got headphones on, you'll appreciate this, or if you have stereo speakers. Go ahead and click share. All right. And if everyone can see my screen, I'm going to go ahead and press play.
Okay, so the first mode that we have, it's called object mode, and that's because it uses an object detection algorithm. This mode works anywhere that you want to use it, in your home, at the park, anywhere you please. And you can see now that it's picking up the plants, it's picking up some of those chairs. It also does doorways, which is really important for the visually impaired in navigation, as you can imagine. We have a list of about 10 objects that are detected in object mode right now. Okay. So our next mode is called waypoint mode, and we use digital twins to spatially anchor musical cues to different waypoints around the space. So as you can hear right now, we have a waypoint anchored to the lamp, which you're hearing right now. As you move from left to right, you hear the lamp in one ear or the other, as if there's a virtual speaker dropped right where the lamp is. As you get closer, the sound gets louder. As you get further away, it gets softer. All right, and now you're hearing the couch. The couch is a low hum because it's a large object. And the coffee table is also a furniture object, so it's also humming, but you can hear it has a little bit of a higher pitch. Next, we have the painting. So the painting is of a woman playing the piano, so naturally we decided to anchor a musical cue of somebody playing the piano. And again, as you get closer, it gets louder. And what's really cool is that you can listen to the entire soundscape all at once, so you can very quickly gain a spatial understanding of the objects that are around you. In the conference center setting, it's so large we can't drop waypoints on top of every object in the space, right? Because that would be overwhelming. So what we do instead is we break it up into sections or regions. And right now we've got a region dropped on our 2 neighboring booths. So we're walking over to the XR League booth in orange, or in blue if you're looking at the app. And as you arrive, you hear a confirmation. And you can isolate the regions the same way that you can isolate waypoints. And this helps you spatialize and guide yourself to where you want to go. Again, you just heard the confirmation that you arrived in our Benvision booth. One last thing that I forgot to mention is that this app is fully voice-over compatible. So
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there so that I can take questions.
If you're using an
you're not missing much. I just ramble for the rest of the video. So I see this question from Wyatt. Do we have an echolocation mode for general spatial understanding in an unknown or in space that we can't label things in? So yeah, we that first mode that I demoed, object mode, it was actually using kind of a weak object detection algorithm. We've since improved on it. So it uses object-based detection, and that's something else that this grant is going to help us improve. We're going to start with doors because we realize that doors are pretty much the most important thing when it comes to indoor navigation for blind folks. So we are working to improve our door-based object mode, which will work anywhere, regardless of whether VPS is included. Do I have time for one more?
No, but you can definitely continue to chat, keyboard style. That was
Awesome.
super cool. Thank you. That's I love today. I love this day. Always so cool to see to see all of the finalists, especially. So the winners, I say finalists. Okay, so the next one, Helena Hassani. She is from Bolan Parwaz, and she is going to show Dil Dab Dil.
Good morning, everyone. I'm based in Melbourne. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. And my name is Helena Hassani, and I'm the founder of Bulan Parwaz, an organization that exists to create in-language and in-culture resources to help communities navigate the complexities and challenges surrounding child and forced marriage. When I was very young, I experienced child and forced marriage myself, and at that time I felt very alone. I had no idea what options were available to me, what my rights were, or how to convince my family to release me from the marriage. Now, having reclaimed my life on my own terms, I would like other young people who are at risk or experiencing child and forced marriage to have the tools and knowledge they need to make the best decision for themselves and successfully negotiate and achieve conflict resolution with their families before their lives are irreparably damaged. And its core, this is what the Dil Va Dil app and our project is all about. I'm absolutely delighted to be collaborating with award-winning filmmaker and project creative director Emma Messi Storch on this, who is with us today, along with an incredibly talented team of animators, illustrators, developers, behavior change experts, researchers, and distribution partners. And thank you to Liminal VR and Dead on Sound for coming on board to help guide us through this technical side, and developer Ben Storch, who has got us this far. Also, a massive thank you to Echoing Green for supporting the development of Dil Va Dil, and Walk Free, who are supporting our community consultation. Emma and I put together a pre-recording message to share with you that explains more about Dil Va Dil and our bold vision. I want to say a big thank you to Unity and the Unity for Humanity team and all other awardees. We feel very privileged to be part of this incredible journey. Please bear with me while I try to share my screen now. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Oh.
Is there supposed to be audio?
Yes.
I'm not hearing the audio on my end.
Oh,
You might have to stop sharing and reshare with audio.
that's
There's
what
a
I actually
checkbox.
did.
Ooh.
Um,
Yeah, you may also try to voice over
okay.
if that doesn't
Yep,
work.
yep. I think that should.
I'm very excited to be
Okay,
working with Helena
the
Oh,
on
voice.
the deal.
it's working
Thank
now.
you.
It's
Thank
not
you.
only exciting because of its potential impact and its reach, but also creatively. Deal by Deal tackles the very serious issue of child and forced marriage that affects up to 750 million women and girls in their lifetime. One of the most powerful parts of this project is that we'll be working with up to 100 survivors and community representatives to research and develop the stories. Helena and I would like to show you a little teaser from our prototype that will give you an insight into what we are building. It's not the final animation, it's just an animatic, but it gives you a good idea.
I got the best student of the year with top marks in the whole class. Oh my god, wait till I tell my mom about it. No one is gonna believe this. Oh my god, wow! Okay, I understand, Uncle. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Inshallah, inshallah. I can't talk much about it now because Zahra is coming from school very soon. Oh, you can get married online these days? I know your son is very good too. I think they will be a good match. Why do they have to choose me? What about my school? My okay, uncle. Why? We will see. Inshallah. Oh no. Please.
A unique part of the game is how we plan to integrate behaviour change into the app, including green flags that occasionally pop up and alert the user to opportunities and different types of support available to them, or red flags that warn users of the dangers of a particular situation. We're also building a series of microgames and tasks that might ask the user to select 5 items for an emergency safety pack, for example, or undertake a mental wellness quiz. Our main goals are to engage vulnerable and at-risk communities, shift behaviours and beliefs, and encourage healthy conversations, or should we say heart-to-hearts, about child and forced marriage.
Wow. Helena, that's amazing. I'm so happy and that you were able to get out of that and to develop this app is just incredible. So thank you very much. We're unfortunately gonna have to move on to the next one, but congratulations on that project. That's amazing. So next is Emergent Sim with Guillaume Overy showing us, or from XR Ireland.
Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, so, and thank you also for the Sorry. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Guillaume, Head of Innovation at Ireland, and I face an issue to share with Zoom, so not sure I'm Head of Innovation, but whatever. And with me tonight, Rowan Cody, Director of the Emergency Readiness and Response Unit at Action contre la faim. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, continue.
Okay. So Rowan Cody, Director of
I think we lost you. You may have to circle back.
Yeah, it looks like he got dropped from the call.
Yeah, Mark, I think we should probably circle back to Guillaume. Oh, Mark, are you there? Okay. So next we have RCareWorld by Roland. This is one of our two winners of our new student award this year. Roland,
Thank you, Kevin. Hi, everyone. I'm Rolly, and today I'm presenting RCareWorld. Let me share my screen. You see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so here you can see a Toyota HSR robot feeding a key recipient. Maybe I should play the video again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So here you can see a Toyota HSR robot feeding a key recipient with cerebral palsy. She has some involuntary movements in her arms, and the robot is collaborating with the caregiver who is wiping the key recipient's mouth. This is a typical caregiving setting in RCareWorld, a human-centric simulation world for robotic caregiving designed with inputs from stakeholders. So according to WHO, 190 million people in the world live with some form of motor impairment. Robots have the potential to help them. However, there are many barriers to entry in this field, restricting research to just a few labs. The lack of access to stakeholders in the caregiving community, such as care recipients and caregivers, hinders the design of realistic caregiving systems in the real world. And without realistic environment, it is also hard to design algorithms that can be actually deployed to the real users. Also, the large cost associated with real robot hardware development and maintenance is also prohibitive. Simulation platforms that can realistically model real-life caregiving scenarios can help lower these barriers to entry and democratize this impactful field. So what should an ideal simulation world for robotic caregiving have? By collaborating with stakeholders from caregiving community, we identify the need to first build realistic human avatars of care recipients that model their functional ability and behavior to simulate different kinds of disabilities. Second, provide realistic home environments with home modifications in the houses of people with mobility limitations and contain assistive devices. As roboticists, we believe this simulator should contain robots commonly used for caregiving, support multimodal sensing, and have multiple interfaces that enable planning, learning, and control for both human and robot. While many simulation platforms have been proposed, none of them address all these needs to truly capture the world of robotic caregiving. So keeping these needs in mind, we present RCareWorld. Using clinical data, we construct care avatars, high-fidelity models that capture the functional abilities and behavior of the human counterparts. We embed them in care homes, environment assets, and model caregiving homes with varying level of accessibility and assistive devices. RCareWorld contains robots commonly used for caregiving and supports visual and haptic sensing modalities. And it interfaces with Python, ROS, and VR with state-of-the-art external planning and learning libraries through them. So given the time limit, I'm gonna just quickly go through like some demos of the human avatars. So the human avatars, they have like skin, skeleton, skin, muscle, and skeleton. And we have two ways of actuation. The first one is actuation through muscle system, where the muscles like generate the force and actuate the skeletal system. And the second way of actuation is we have a skeletal model with soft tissue, and the soft tissues, they will deform when the robot is interacting with the human and like when the human is moving. The soft tissues, they're not only limited in the human body, but also we have them in the mouth because it is very important for some caregiving tasks like feeding. So we have 6 care recipients with different kind of mobility limitations. And I'll skip the part for care homes, but we have some demos on our website if you're interested. RCareWorld also have all these kind of robots commonly used for physical and social caregiving. And it supports like visual sensing, haptic perception. You can see the force when the robot is interacting with the environment. And it also has whole arm haptic sensing where the force sensing is distributed throughout the entire robot arm. So it interfaces with multiple interfaces like Python, ROS, and VR, all through these different protocols with Unity. And we have created a community with users from 17 countries across North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Middle East. It has been probably the most impactful simulator in robotics caregiving research. Yeah, so this is all for today's presentation, and here are some demos. Feel free to ask any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rolling. And sorry, I disappeared there. I had some interesting technical difficulties on my side. Do we have any questions?
Have the time, so please direct your questions to the chat.
All right. So let's move on to number 6. This is Liam Hart, and this is a student award for Rephobia. Liam.
Perfect. Just double checking you can hear me okay? Okay,
Yes.
brilliant. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Liam Hart, a computer science student and VR researcher at Queen's University Belfast, and the founder of Rephobia, an innovative VR therapy platform dedicated to helping people overcome their phobias. My journey into mental health tech isn't just professional, it's deeply personal. I personally live with OCD and have wrestled with anxiety for much of my life. For years, even simple things like public speaking or crowded spaces felt overwhelming, but over time, through exposure and the right support, I began to be able to face those fears. And that transformation didn't just change my life, it gave me a mission. And I realized that fear can isolate us, but technology can connect us, support us, and even in some circumstances, heal us. And that's where Rephobia comes in. It's not just another wellness app. We're building an experience grounded in real psychology and powered by virtual reality. Rephobia bridges the gap between traditional therapy and cutting-edge immersive tech. Users enter safe, therapist-guided VR environments tailored to their specific fears, whether that's a fear of heights, spiders, flying, or even social situations. And because it's virtual, it removes the high cost and logistical barriers of traditional exposure therapy. And we're not trying to replace therapists, we're partnering with them. Our goal is to amplify what works and make it accessible to the people who need it most. And as someone who's been on the other side of fear, if you like, I know how life-changing that access can be. So if you don't mind, I'll try and share my screen and just show a bit of a demo about Rephobia. Perfect. Hopefully you can see this okay. Now, as a student and currently studying at Queen's, it's been difficult to balance this personal endeavor, if you like, with my studies, but it's something that I'm so intensely passionate about. And part of what we've worked on so far are these different demos for a fear of spiders, a fear of heights. Upcoming in a second is a fear of claustrophobia or enclosed spaces. And I'm so grateful for the Unity for Humanity grant because it allows us to build upon these demos so much more. And each of these environments were built with Unity and therapist guidance at its core. One of the things that we'd love to do next is actually bring these environments into the hands of people who need it most. But one of the things we'd love to do in the future is bring these environments into the hands of people that need it most. And in a sense, that's going to be bringing it to the people who have these phobias, who have arachnophobia, who have a certain fear. And that's what's really exciting about this Unity for Humanity grant is we're actually going to have the ability to work on these demos, refine them further, but also then put some of that funding into user testing so we can actually put people in these experiences and collect real world feedback. And it's honestly, Rephobia has been an amazing experience so far. And the reactions that I get when you're actually speaking with people, even locally to me, who have phobias, who've been living with phobias for decades, and they've tried every single method you can think of, traditional therapy, other ways of VR therapy, self-care apps, medication, and they still haven't found a solution. And that's what we're trying to bridge a gap between. So I'm really, really grateful to Unity, immensely so. And if you'd like to keep in touch with our journey or myself, I'll put my LinkedIn and Rephobia's website in the chat just in case you'd like to keep in touch. So thank you very much.
Wow, Liam, that's amazing. As a student, that's something you'd be especially proud of. I mean, getting over phobias. I know some folks with that who could probably use this. So thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, well, then let's move on to the next one. So this is Peace. He's going to be showing us Sands of Time, Peace Olaogi, and this is Dope Films Limited.
Hi, everyone. I guess everyone can hear me clearly. My name is Peace Toba Olatuji. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm an architect and animator, and over the years, I've developed my crafts through my practices, which has spanned through different places. So Sands of Time is a project that talks about sand mining, which is an environmental problem that is prevalent in Africa, mostly in Lagos, Nigeria, Tanzania, and South Africa. And a few months back, I had an opportunity to be on an internship in Tanzania with a collective of artists that I'm a part of. And we did a project on sand mining. And we went through different areas that have been experiencing these problems. And what we came to discover is it is a large problem that people hardly ever know about when you talk to them about it. And what we did is we made a whole set of data, and also I mapped the area of Tanzania, some of their prominent buildings, and also taking this into a form of gameplay. We are able to make a game that navigates from the start of the coastal areas in Tanzania to the end of the city itself. And what we were able to do is also make it a VR game. So you are in the POV of an astronaut from the future coming to a dystopic Earth, and you are able to discover the ills of sand mining. And I feel this is a very important way of showing this problem by displaying it instead of preaching to people about it. And if you let me, I'd like to share my screen. Okay, share. Sorry, this is taking a bit of time. Okay. So the game starts from inside a spaceship from the future, and you are back on Earth to see the damages that have been done on this dystopic island. And the island is self-representative of Tanzania's Dar es Salaam, which is the major city, the commercial city in Tanzania. So we take you through different obstacle courses to take different stones, which contains information and also a way of spreading education and advocacy through this game is to collect different stones and collect them for information about sand mining. So it's literally educates you while you are in the game. And also it contains a lot of culturally relevant artifacts and also icons in Tanzania itself. And with the Unity for Humanity grant, we are able to develop more areas. So like I said, the problem of sand mining is not only in Tanzania, but also in different parts of the world as well. So we are using the Unity for Humanity grant to also develop more levels and also make the interaction even better and include more people, more Africans in our team. So currently I'm working with 3 Tanzanian artists because I'm Nigerian, but because of the privilege of having my residence in Tanzania, I was able to meet these people who also shared their pain about the problem. So all this will be seen in POV of an astronaut. And we are so excited for the opportunity to really develop this. And we're saying a big thank you to Unity for Humanity for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Shoot, I went to Africa Games Week for the first time last year, and everybody said, "Mark, you have to go to Nigeria." So that's on my goal. Maybe we can grab coffee or something. Any questions? All right. Well, sorry for butchering your last name. I knew I'd get that wrong, but anyway, congratulations. Thank you. So our next speaker is Josh Staub from Jubilee Studios, who is going to show us Small Talk ASL.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to share my screen here. Can you guys all see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm Josh Staub, and I'm developing the Small Talk ASL app. A little bit about my background. I've spent most of my career in animation, working at Walt Disney Animation Studios, working on Frozen, Tangled, Big Hero 6, those kinds of projects. Before that, I was actually in games. I was part of the startup company that created the Myst series, in case there's any longtime gamers out there. But a few years ago, I had this idea for an animated series that incorporated a couple of deaf characters, and it kind of opened up Pandora's box for me. I ended up doing a deep dive into ASL and what a beautiful language it is, and immersing myself in deaf community and culture, and it became a really life-changing experience. And as somebody who was trying to learn ASL, I ran into some obstacles about like what's the best way to learn, learning from the deaf community. And the more I met and befriended people in the deaf community, the more I learned about their stories and kind of the obstacles that they have faced. One stat that keeps me up at night still is that 90% of deaf children are born to hearing parents, and 70% of those parents don't learn ASL, which is just shocking to me. So it set me on a mission where I learned ASL, and I've spent the last couple of years visiting schools around the country and communicating with deaf schools, meeting deaf kids and faculty, and talking to them about animation and trying to inspire them to get into the arts. But on the side, I'm developing this animated series and also this app. And obviously, ASL is not my first language. So I need the oversight and the guidance and just the incredible support of the deaf community. So everything I'm doing is with my deaf friends and deaf community oversight in developing this app. So a little bit about the app itself and why interactivity matters so much. ASL is a completely visual language. Unlike, Duolingo, where, you're listening to content, ASL is purely visual. And there are a couple other apps out there that are teaching ASL, and I am pro every way that somebody wants to learn ASL. I'm pro every app that is teaching ASL. But I do think a lot of them, they feel kind of one directional. They feel like you're getting a video, and you don't have a lot of interactivity. And coming from an animation background, it just felt like there could be a real opportunity to actually interact with a character in kind of a different level. So here's just a quick view of my Maya screen where I'm actually saving out all the different hand positions for the character. And then in the app, there's many different modes. So there's finger spelling is about 15 to 20% of every conversation that you'll have with someone else using ASL. But the fact that this is a live character, it can be dynamic. And so the finger spelling can all be done dynamically through this character. And I could actually ask the character how to fingerspell a particular thing, and they will respond and do it. Another interesting thing about having a truly interactive character is that some signs just from the front, like some ASL signs from the front, look the same as other signs. But because it's a real live character, I can actually just pick them up and rotate them and actually see them from a different angle. Obviously, you can learn all of the basics of different signs. And by the way, all of these are temporary animations, but it's the building block of what will be there. Another thing is I can just ask, in this case, the boy's name is Oscar. I can ask Oscar how to sign a particular thing, and he will respond. So he knows sign language. It's being developed for all platforms. I have an amazing team that is a mix of veterans like me, heads of animation from DreamWorks and Disney, like true veterans of the animation industry, and then an amazing group of deaf consultants who are kind of leaders in the deaf community that are supporting this project, both the series and the app. And maybe the coolest thing to me is that this team that I'm putting together is including deaf animators, deaf riggers, and we're kind of living out. It's kind of like life imitating art, I guess, is we're trying to create this thing together where we don't all speak the same language, and it's just been a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful for the Unity for Humanity grant. And for the Judges' Choice Award as well. Thank you guys so much.
Dude, that's amazing. I don't know what to say other than that. Well done. Being an animator myself, it was really cool to see some of those videos and just so much production that you're putting behind it. Really well done. Thank you. What a day. Okay, coming up next is Jonas, who is going to show us Tekoha, A Tale Among Stars from Split Studios. So, Jonas, take it away.
Hi guys, hello everyone. Let me just share my screen. I'm not too familiar with Zoom, so let me just figure it out. Share with sound here. There you go. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So thank you. So hi everyone. My name is Jonas Brandao, and I'm the director for Tekoha, A Tale Among the Stars. It's a game produced by Split Studio, which is a Brazilian animation studio that happens to have a game division that takes care of creating original games. So, Tekoha, A Tale Among the Stars tells the story of two native Brazilian sisters, Tai and Ari, who happens to live in a community in Brazil. During the night, their community gets attacked by criminals, and in the middle of the chaos, the two sisters get separated one from another. So Ari ends up finding herself stranded in the spiritual world where she's trying to get back from, while Tai thinks that the bad guys kidnapped her sister, so she's tracking them, trying to figure out what happened to the little one. So essentially, Tekoha, A Tale Among the Stars, tells a very emotional story of these two sisters trying to find one another. I would love to take some time just to show you a quick trailer from the game. Here he goes. There should be sound. If there isn't, just let me know.
A fumaça brota do chão e cobre o horizonte. Fires continue to rage through the wilderness of the Brazilian Pantanal, the world's largest.
Very well. So a little bit more about the game features. So essentially, it's a single player game, and it's a very narrative game. It's an adventure with light RPG components. It's meant to be played between 8 to 10 hours long, and it's being made for PC and consoles. Some of our main inspirations for this game include Child of Light, Inside, and Ori. And throughout the game, players will be able to basically spend some time exploring different areas, unlocking different areas, talking to, meeting new characters, and also exploring some of the cool features that we have that include like stealth in the game, which is a very strong component, and also turn-based combat. Also, very important to say, the game is being made by hand. Everything you see is hand animated. We want people to feel like they're playing a movie, and we take a lot of inspiration from Ghibli movies. As a matter of fact, people call Split Studios the Brazilian Ghibli. Just a fun fact. Very importantly as well, to say, the game is set in Brazil, more specifically in Pantanal, which happens to be the world's largest wetlands. It's a very wild area, very, very pretty. And it has a huge bioma full of like awesome animals that some of them are part of the game. And it's also the home of several indigenous communities. And more importantly, is the home of the Guarani Kaiowá people that's portrayed in the game. As we were making the game, we have been in contact with them since the very beginning to make sure like we get their culture, their beliefs, and even the struggles that they go through represented respectfully and right. So they're participating very actively with the game. Also, very important to say that all of the indigenous communities from that area have their existence threatened by many things that include like conflicts with local farmers and environmental issues. Some of this is part of the game as well. Also very important to say, the game is being made by a very diverse team within Split Studio, and that includes also several native Brazilians that are helping us to make this game very legit, very true to the causes and to the Guarani Kaiowá people. And that's it. Thank you so much for following this. I put this QR code, so we just launched the Steam page. I'll be happy to have you guys, if you're interested, following us there. We're going to post updates and everything as we go through. So thank you so much.
Jonas, that's amazing. That's just beautiful.
Thank you.
It's funny. I was watching it. I was like, wow, this is like Ori meets Studio Ghibli, and then and that was your inspiration. So that's
there you go.
Wow, well done. One of my all-time career highlights was visiting Studio Ghibli. So well done. That
thank you.
Awesome. All right. Coming up next is Bjorn. Bjorn's going to show us the World Ocean Observatory, a virtual immersion. So Bjorn.
Hello, great to see you guys. I'm going to share my screen and show a video here. Make sure there's sound with this. So. Is that good? Everybody see? All right, great.
Well, first, on behalf of the World Ocean Observatory team, I want to thank Unity for this incredible honor and for supporting creators who are using technology to inspire, educate, and to make real-world impacts. Let me briefly introduce our team members who are here today. My name is Bjorn Grigholm. I'm the developer of World Ocean Explorer and also the owner of Visual Solutions Lab. Trisha Badger is the director of World Ocean Observatory and served as project manager for the World Ocean Explorer Initiative. Peter Neal, founder of the World Ocean Observatory, an organization celebrating 22 years in 2025, is also here with us. Peter was the original impetus behind the World Ocean Explorer project, envisioning it as an immersive virtual aquarium to promote global ocean literacy. Thanks again for the opportunity to share our work. We're all very excited to be here today. World Ocean Explorer was created with a simple but powerful vision to bring the ocean to students everywhere, regardless of where they live, through immersive, accessible, and experiential learning. Our first module was made possible thanks to Schmidt Ocean Institute, who wanted to present their scientific expeditions and submersible dives in a new, exciting, and accessible way for learners of all backgrounds. Let's dive in. World Ocean Explorer is a browser-based WebGL game, meaning it runs directly in any modern browser without the need for downloads or installations. This makes it easier to use in classrooms globally, eliminates device compatibility issues, simplifies updates, and allows students and teachers to start exploring immediately. We strongly recommend using Chrome browser for best performance and stability. You can access World Ocean Explorer by visiting the main World Ocean Explorer webpage or going directly to the Deep Sea landing page. From there, students and educators can begin exploring right away. When students enter, they arrive in the Deep Sea Exhibit Hall, a virtual aquarium located on the ocean floor. Each environment within World Ocean Explorer offers a free play mode where students can explore at their own pace, and a guided tour option that leads them through key exhibits with prompts. The game is experienced in first person using standard keyboard controls and the mouse to look around, making it familiar and intuitive. Anything that highlights green can be clicked on to reveal interactive content, whether it's species, data panel, or video. The hall features 3D models of real deep-sea species, streamable dive videos from Sebastian, Schmidt Ocean Institute's remotely operated submersible, and a species checklist that populates as players interact with each organism, automatically notifying them when they've found all and viewed them all. One of the key tools here is the Earth Ocean Analyzer, an interactive globe currently in its initial phase. We're actively building an expanding library of geospatial data such as biodiversity and ocean temperature layers. World Ocean Explorer Deep Sea features 3 immersive ecosystems that students can explore: a whale fall, a hydrothermal vent field, and discoveries from deep sea expeditions off the coast of Australia. In the whale fall environment, students examine a whale carcass on the seafloor and observe the unique species that rely on its deep sea nutrient source. In the hydrothermal vent fields environment, they encounter extreme life forms thriving around underwater volcanic activity. And in the Australia Discoveries environment, they investigate newly observed species from Schmidt Ocean Institute's deep sea transects and dives. In each environment, students interact with organisms, unlock educational content, and complete species checklists that guide their discovery process. The checklist dynamically tracks their progress and automatically notifies players when they have found and explored all featured species. Upon returning to the exhibit hall, students can test their knowledge through an interactive learning assessment that includes a short video, clickable educational slides, and a drag-and-drop style activity, reinforcing key concepts through multiple modes of engagement. From Deep Sea, players can travel to the central hub, now in beta testing, which will eventually connect a growing library of modules, each focused on a different part of the ocean system. With support from Unity, we will soon be developing submersible simulation missions where students will pilot virtual dives, collect data, and complete research objectives based on real scientific practices. We will also be working on full translations into Spanish and Portuguese to expand accessibility for classrooms across Latin America and other multilingual communities. Thank you again for Unity for helping us bring this vision to life, and to the educators and students across the world who are using World Ocean Explorer to deepen their understanding of our blue planet.
So yes, thank you again. This has been fantastic.
I just saw Kevin's comment of being envious of today's youth. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like we had a fish bowl with a goldfish, and then the saltwater tank had a seahorse, and that was like the big thing at school. So really well done. Yeah, just amazing what kids are, well, what everyone's being able to be experience nowadays with virtual reality, with this type of advanced simulations, and yeah, just great. So awesome. Okay, so we had a little technical difficulties. I think we're gonna go back to Emergent Sim. I started hearing weird audio, and then my Zoom crashed, and it sounded like the same thing happened to him. So let's go back to
Yes.
Guillaume.
Thank you, Mark. Before I start, I'll try to share again, see if asking to share the audio does not crash the system again. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, and brilliant. I'm in, it works. So thank you very much, Mark, and thank you also for to be invited here at this Unity Humanity Showcase. I'm Guillaume, Head of Innovation at XR Ireland, and with me tonight, Rowan Cody, Director of the Emergency Readiness and Response Unit at Action contre la faim, or Action Against Hunger. The aim of our project here is to develop and co-design a VR simulation exercise suite that will enable Action Against Hunger to design and facilitate simulation exercises in an immersive and interactive environment. Our ambition is not just to build a product, but mostly to co-develop a new standard in international humanitarian learning for emergency response actors that is accessible, scalable, and grounded in operational realities.
Your audio is a bit low. Can you try to speak up?
Okay, I'll bring the microphone closer. I'll hand over now to Rowan for a better overview and perspective from the humanitarian sector.
Thanks, Guillaume. So for context on our side, in today's humanitarian landscape, crises are becoming more complex, more frequent, and overlapping. So effective emergency response, especially in the critical first phases, requires teams that are both technically prepared and operationally agile. As a response to these gaps, the partnership between Action contre la faim and XR Ireland on this innovation project aims to strengthen our emergency preparedness and response capacity across the humanitarian sector by leveraging immersive technologies and embedded artificial intelligence. So one of the issues is that access to quality emergency training, a key component of preparedness, remains limited. It's often constrained by high logistical costs, limited reach, and difficulties replicating real-life complexity in traditional learning formats. So born from a recognition that simulation-based training can bring emergency preparedness to life, our purpose is to overcome present barriers and provide new ways to train diverse actors for complex emergencies and to complement existing in-person and online learning modalities. Emergent Sim is not simply a training tool for us. It's a new approach to how we build tools, skills, confidence, and support decision-making under pressure. The Emergent Sim initiative builds on the collaboration between Action contre la faim and XR Ireland, initiated through the European Commission-funded Cortex 2 project. And this partnership strengthens our co-creation model, which is built on complementary expertise. So ACF from the humanitarian side brings deep knowledge on humanitarian contexts, training and learning design, as well as operational constraints. And XR Ireland contributes advanced capacity in immersive technologies, simulation design, and creative engineering for complex environments. We are all extremely grateful for this opportunity and the recognition given by Unity of the social impact that our project has on humanity. So over to you, Guillaume, for the playthrough.
Thank you, Rowan. Compared to other participants, this is still a prototype that we're working on. We mostly technology and solution, and it's not as designed further. So there's most of design needs to work to get better. Our next step is to maximize impact and therefore deliver solutions to the needs of the humanitarian sector. And the playthrough, as I mentioned, that you're going to see is recorded from a couple of months ago on an earlier version of an internal prototype. And sorry for the cheesy music that is not the most appropriate.
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome to our team here at Action Against Hunger. It's a pleasure to have you join us as the new emergency coordinator. It's always exciting to start a new day with a fresh cup of coffee in hand. Your role is crucial, and your past experience will be invaluable as we work together to save lives in challenging environments. At Action Against Hunger, our mandate is to save lives by eliminating hunger through the prevention, detection, and treatment of malnutrition, especially during and after emergency situations. It's important to align with our specific protocols to ensure effective response and coordination. Please feel free to ask any questions you might have as we go through this briefing. Understanding is key, and I'm here to support you. Are you ready to start?
I'll keep it to there. So, because we're already over 5 minutes. So next week, we'll be running our second user-centered evaluation testing at Action Contre la Faim's headquarters to confirm additional implementation hypotheses and directly inform our next steps in order to maximize impact, and then get to the production phase of it with much better user interface designs and so on. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Wow, very cool. I'm glad we were able to get that working. All right, so the last one we're going to take a look at is Mohammed from Cure Bionics, and he is going to show us prosthetics beyond borders.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. All right.
Perfect. So hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Dawafi. I'm from Tunisia. I'm the CEO and founder of Bionics. We are initially, let's say, medtech / robotics company. We started with prosthetics, and then we found a huge need to integrate some immersive technology to our users to break, let's say, the trauma after losing a limb, or let's say trying to connect with a new device to their body. So I'm going to share my presentation. I guess all of us today are so visual. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see it? Perfect. Okay. So that's Kubernetes. So we redefine, let's say, limits. So we are basically working on limb amputations, so differences all over the world. We are focusing mostly and initially on Africa as our main, let's say, region of action. So losing a limb is caused by different things. Unfortunately, the worst one is wars, and we try just to make things better for people who lost their limbs. The worst part about losing a limb is not having a prosthetic, not being able to provide or to afford a prosthetic, or to have a very bad experience that makes you feel more disabled as a person with limb differences. So we at Bionics, as a whole vision, deliver prosthetics anywhere, anytime, completely remotely, because we use a totally digital, let's say, solution, from 3D scanning to CAD design to 3D printing, and even our sensors are multi-electrode, so we don't need, let's say, to find the right spot for it. That's our bionic hands. It's called Hannibal arm. And now I'm gonna, let's say, switch to the more related part of today's presentation, which is the myolink part. So that's kind of part of the prosthetic. So we have the hand, we have the socket, it's magnet charging, and it's adjustable size. Users can change it continuously. And in order to make people, or to allow people to enjoy, let's say, a prosthetic experience, we developed a myolink device, which is a small device that connects with Bluetooth with any tablet or mobile phone. And that has, let's say, as an input, the same sensors that comes with the prosthetic. So there's, as you can see here, there is a bracelet of the user, and they can enjoy a lot of immersive and interactive content. So these are the two devices of the myolink. So there is hardware and software. That's the first iteration, or the first version that we already worked on. So the first part is kind of a visualization for doctors or even patients to see their muscle signal health. So maybe they need more rehabilitation to go to doctors, or their muscles are amazing. And that way we can play with the threshold of the prosthetic. So they can enjoy the perfect, let's say, muscle, let's say, triggers. The second part is called the control simulation. So it's like a 2D hand. It's the same prosthetic hand, but in a 2D way. And by doing the same contractions, as you can see again here in the picture, so if they contract their hands or their muscles, the hand in the screen will open and close as if it's a prosthetic. So they can do the pre-prosthetic training and rehab and connect with the prosthetic even before having it. And that sometimes help them not to buy a prosthetic, for example, because they feel they don't need it or they don't want it. So that helps them to clarify their ideas and their, let's say, decisions. The third part is an interactive game. So it's a spaceship where they have, let's say, to connect or to play left and right to get by doing the same muscle contractions as a control of prosthetic. And there are a couple of points, couple of, let's say, obstacles to avoid. There is a score. We can increase the threshold to make the game much more difficult. This is a video. I hope it's working well. So that's the first part. It's the muscle visualization. And this is the game. So I hope it was a clear presentation. I'll leave more time to the questions. I'm gonna share our link tree in the comments. You can scan the QR code here. Our website is amazing. Also, you can check it. That's our WhatsApp. And yeah, thank you so much for having us today to present all of this. So let me share the link tree at the same time. Link tree. And we are good.
Awesome. That's absolutely fascinating. What a great day. Thank you, everyone. Big round of applause for everybody today, all of our winners. And honestly, out of the 540 submissions, everybody has a lot to be proud of for just trying to better our world, and using Unity just makes it all the better for us. The diversity of the projects, the diversity of the creators is wonderful. It's inspiring us. It's inspiring for all of us as Unity. And so really just a big thank you to all the creators out there. For more information on today's winners and some of the runners up, check out the Unity for Humanities blog. And I think with that, we'll wrap it up. I can't wait to see what you all do next year. This is one of my favorite days, just to see all this incredible technology that most of us think is just for games being used to really better the world. So again, congratulations to everybody. Thank you, and big round of applause. We'll see you all next year.
Thank you, everyone.